Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm excited to show you the 2024 Chevy Blazer RS in what might be my new favorite color combination. So for 2024, the Chevy Blazer remains mostly a carryover from its refresh in 2023. Now with one new exterior color, and that is Riptide Blue Metallic, which I'm excited to show you guys on this particular unit, and the deletion of Blue Glow Metallic, so that one is no longer available, and a couple other small tweaks in terms of the naming of colors on the interior and stuff like that. But outside of that, it is mostly going to be a carryover from 2023. Now in terms of pricing, it's also going to be a carryover in that regard, meaning there was no price increase for 2024, at least as of yet on the RS trim in specific, which means the RS starts at $47,095, including all-wheel drive and including destination. So with all that information in mind, let's not waste any more time and see what this Blazer RS has to offer for just over $50,000. And one thing I do want to mention before we get into this video is that the Blazer and the Blazer EV are entirely different models. This one is just the standard Blazer with the internal combustion engine, where the Blazer EV is the new electric version of the Blazer, which rides on the Ultium platform, which is GM's modular electric vehicle platform, so they can kind of modify it depending on the battery pack size, the motors front and back, and stuff like that. But these are two totally separate models, not to be confused with one another, even though they are a little bit similar in terms of the overall sizing, with the Blazer EV being just a little bit bigger all around. But I just want to clear that point up because there is going to be some confusion. Blazer, Blazer EV, two different models. And I also want to give a huge thanks to Erickson Chevrolet here in Milan, Illinois for providing the Blazer seen in today's video. If you guys are curious about this vehicle or any of their other inventory, make sure to check out the link in the description below. So the Blazer in front of us is finished in the Riptide Blue Metallic exterior with the jet black and night shift blue leather interior. And this one also does have the optional two-tone roof option, which really sets off the exterior on this particular Blazer. And I have to say, I think this is my new favorite color combination currently offered on the Blazer lineup. Now at the front end, you will find some of the unique styling elements around the exterior of the RS, including the gloss black trim with the darkened chrome grille design that connects the two sides of the front bumper. Every Blazer will come with full LED lighting with your LED turn signals and daytime running lights in the upper portion, with your LED projector headlights a little bit farther down on the front bumper. Like I said, there is the darkened chrome trim that connects the two sides of the grille with all of the gloss black around it. You do get the red RS badge on the driver's side with the black bow ties throughout the vehicle as well to give it a more sporty vibe. And then down below you do have the gloss black trim specific to the RS that wraps around the wheel arches and into the rear of the vehicle as well. Now taking a look at the side, you can really tell how all that gloss black really connects with not only the two-tone roof option on this one, but also just enhances and gives it a more aesthetically pleasing design language, in my opinion, especially when you option the black badges that this particular one does have as well. Now coming to the wheels and tires, these are going to be the specific RS wheels. They're going to be 20-inch in size, wrapped in 235, 55, 20-inch Michelin Primacy Tour AS all-season tires, so a very high quality all-season. And the wheels are going to be a dark metallic with the machine finish at the front, and there are going to be optional wheel designs as well if you want a slightly larger wheel. Now coming to the mirrors, these are going to be body color with your LED turn signal integration. This one does not have the cameras on the outside for the 360 camera system, but that is available. They are going to be heated with blind spot detection, and the driver's side as well as the interior one are going to be auto dimming. Proximity entry on all four door handles, which is very nice in case you just need to access the rear doors when the vehicle is locked. And here from the side, you can really tell the two-tone effect that the roof line has on this one, along with the black and darkened chrome trim on the lower side of the Blazer. Now coming out back, you will find more LED lighting for the Blazer, including your tail lights, turn signals, and reverse lights all in this housing up top, with your dual outlet chrome tip exhaust a little bit farther down with the slightly more aggressive rear diffuser of the RS. Rear parking sensors are standard on the RS, as well as your backup camera. There's the black bow tie and your Blazer all-wheel drive badge here on the left side of the tailgate, with the RS here on the right side. Overall, I really do like the design of the Blazer, and I think GM did a good job with the refresh for 2023, just tweaking the design here and there to keeping it relevant, keeping it fresh, and keeping it very similar to some of the other vehicles that are currently offered in the lineup. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the window sticker on this particular vehicle so you know how it is equipped, and then we'll dive on into the interior. So taking a quick look at the window sticker, every RS is going to come with the 3.6 liter naturally aspirated V6 engine paired to the 9-speed torque converted automatic. All-wheel drive is going to be optional. This one also does have a few additional options, including the panoramic sunroof, the enhanced convenience package with heated rear seats, the steering column that is power tilt telescopic, as well as the front ventilated seats, which I think is a well worth it option package. And lastly, the black two-tone roof for a total MSRP of $50,190, including destination. So taking a quick look on the interior, this is the aspect that I am most excited to show you guys, especially paired to the Riptide Blue exterior, and that is the Nightshift Blue leather accented interior. So starting out here on the door panel, you do have a mostly soft surface with kind of a rubberized texture up top. The Nightshift Blue accent in this back panel that is soft touch with the padded armrest with the white accent stitching. Power windows, mirrors, and locks with automatic driver's side window. Two-person memory seats with your chrome door handle pull. And there is the lower door storage, which is a good amount, kind of split into two sections here. One that does accommodate an umbrella back here if you wish, as well as your power tailgate release and the Bose premium audio system. Now coming to the driver's seat, this is going to be a power driver's seat with two-way power lumbar. And there is the Nightshift Blue with kind of the brighter piping in the center. That kind of matches the Riptide Blue on the outside. Looks fantastic, like I mentioned. And the dashboard does have some of those blue accents as well. Now here on the inside of the Blazer, this is going to be mostly unchanged from its introduction in 2019. However, they did enlarge the screen for 2023 during the refresh. Now in front of the driver, you're going to find a partially digital and partially analog gauge cluster with a large screen in the center, which features your analog looking speedometer with the digital readout in the center. On the left side, you have your oil temp, and on the right side, you have your battery voltage. And then on the far left, you have your analog tachometer, and on the far right, you have your coolant temp as well as fuel level. Now in the center, you can control that here on the right side of the steering wheel. Cycling through some of the screens, this gives your trip information, fuel economy, oil life, TPMS, air filter life, and a bunch of other settings that you can configure here using the menus on the left side. You can see you can put phone, navigation, media up here, and configure some of the options that you do want displayed up there via the settings menu. So as a whole, very useful display, very high resolution, and I do like the way it is implemented into the dashboard. Now coming out to the steering wheel, this is going to be leather wrapped with the lighter white accent stitching, silver trim around the outside, as well as your cruise control, safety systems, and heated steering wheel on the left side, and then some of your audio, multimedia, phone, Bluetooth voice commands here on the right side. And on the back side, it does have paddles to control some of the controls for the infotainment system. To the left, you have your automatic high beam assist. On the right side, you have your regular wiper stalk. To the left of the steering column, you do have your automatic headlight controls, no fog lights on this particular Blazer. And you do have your electronic parking brake as well as gauge illumination over here. And like I mentioned, as part of the optional package on this one, it does have a power tilt telescopic steering column that can be linked to the driver's seat memory. So that is a very nice feature. Now across the dashboard, you will find some of the blue accents for the Nightshift Blue interior, including the vent rings, as well as the white and blue accent piping that runs across the soft touch dashboard here into the passenger side of the dash. So I think it looks fantastic, and those blue accents do continue around some of the other vents as well. Now coming over to the infotainment system, like I said, this is one of the new aspects for the 2023 refresh. 10.2-inch HD color touchscreen with wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay, Wi-Fi hotspot, built-in navigation, Sirius XM, AM, FM, USB, Bluetooth inputs, all the usual stuff that you will find in a newer GM vehicle. Now, unfortunately, this one does not have the Google integration, but you can use the My Chevrolet app and other services to control via your smartphone and stuff like that. This one does not have the surround view camera system, but there is the HD backup camera. But overall, very easy to use infotainment system, and I do like the larger size that they did for 2023. My only small complaint is that it kind of obstructs the engine stop start button here on the left side. So if they could have moved that in a slightly better location, that would have been great. But overall, still a nice upgrade for the refresh. Over here, you do have your engine stop start button as well as your hazard button, some hard touch controls for the infotainment system, including a volume knob, power knob, home, seek and forward buttons, as well as a back button. And over here, you do have your glove box release as well as traction control off. So pretty handy for those hard touch buttons. Down below the infotainment system, you have all of your hard touch climate controls, including your heated and ventilated front seats, your dual zone automatic climate control for the front, and you do access it kind of via these rings, very similar to that of the current 6th gen Camaro. So I'm sure that's where they got inspiration from, but overall, like to have all of the physical buttons there. USB-A and USB-C data inputs, wireless charging pad down below, and a little bit of additional storage space if you choose not to use that wireless charging pad. Here in the center console, some of the blue accents do continue here on the side. Here's your gear shift lever with the unique RS badging, and as well as your all-wheel drive controls a little bit farther back, including your parking sensors on off, lane keeping assist, and here's all of your drive modes for the all-wheel drive system. So you can keep it in 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive. You do have sport, off-road mode, as well as a tow haul mode, because you can tow up to 5,000 pounds with the 3.6 liter naturally aspirated V6. So overall, very easy to use drive mode selection, and nice to have that. Here is your proximity key fob with remote start, as well as power trunk release. 2 decently large cup holders in the center console, as well as a small cubby here in the back. And here is your center armrest with the two-tone effect with the nightshift blue on the outside and the small black stripe in the center. Inside, you will find more USB outlets, including a USB-A and USB-C, your SD card for the navigation, as well as a 12-volt outlet, and a good amount of additional storage space. Up top, you will find a black headliner with your microphone for the active noise cancellation. There is your LED vanity illumination and your sun visor, and this is going to be an auto-dimming interior rearview mirror, which matches the driver's side exterior, so both of those are going to be auto-dimming. Unfortunately, the passenger side is not. Up top, you do have OnStar SOS, passenger airbag sensor, overhead LED lighting, sunroof controls, garage home link, as well as a sunglasses holder. So this is pretty much fully loaded for this area. Nice to see garage home link is still here, because that is absent in some of the recent GM vehicles. But overall, it does have the power shade, and you can open the sunroof like that. 2-touch function, and it does open and automatically slide back. It is a fairly large sunroof, opens in a fairly large manner, and lets in a lot of additional light, and goes back pretty much all the way to the second seat headrest. So as a whole, large sunroof lets in a lot of light, and a nice option to have for sure. So that's a look at the front seat of the Blazer. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back. Now here in the back seat of the Blazer, most of the materials are going to follow through from the front. So that means you do have some of the two-tone effect here on the door panel, including the soft touch upper with the night shift blue accents, and some of the padded armrests with the white accent stitching. Rear heated seats as part of that optional equipment group, and a good amount of lower door storage. There's a look at the second row seats. They do match the front with all of the piping and stitching, and they can recline via these levers on the left and right side. So great for getting comfortable on additional road trips. There's a look at the front dashboard. And in terms of rear seat amenities out back, you do get AC vents, 2 USB charge ports, as well as a AC 120 volt outlet, 150 watts up here up top, with additional storage down below. So if you want to put additional cables, devices down there, there is a good spot for that. Mat pockets on both of the front seats. And the seats do fold down 60-40 split, and do have an integrated center armrest with 2 additional cup holders. It is a little bit on the smaller side, but nice to have a armrest nonetheless. And like I mentioned, the seats do recline quite a bit actually. So that is good for getting comfortable on longer road trips or just day-to-day use. So as a whole, very nice back seat. The amenities are nice, especially with the heated rear seats, the vents, as well as the 120 volt outlet. And like I mentioned, the sunroof does open quite large, so you do get a lot of additional light out back. Now in terms of legroom, I do have plenty of legroom behind my rough driving position. The seat isn't exactly where I have it, but it is pretty far back. So I would say I have somewhere around 5 inches of legroom, plenty of footroom down below, and headroom I have, I would say, a good 2 inches to the roof line. It is a little bit lower with the panoramic roof option, so do keep that in mind if you do need maximum headroom than getting one without the panoramic sunroof. But even then, I still have a good amount of headspace here in the second row. Now taking a look at the cargo capacity behind the second row of the Blazer, this is where this vehicle is definitely going to shine a little bit more over something, say, of the Equinox. So behind the second row, you have this massive area. There's no third row seating in the Blazer, so this is a good option if you need additional storage space behind the second row, but don't need the third row seating. On the left side, you do have an LED light, a little hook for hanging grocery bags or other lighter items. You can fold down the seats via these levers on the left and right side. There's an additional 12 volt charge outlet and 2 additional cubbies on either side. Beneath the floor, you do have an integrated full-size spare tire with your roadside toolkit, so that is very nice. And you can see just how immense the storage is beneath the floor, including that large cubby in the back behind the spare tire. So as a whole, tons of cargo capacity here in the Blazer, and great for those that need some more storage space without the additional third row seating. And finally, wrapping up here on the passenger side, you will find all of the same materials as the driver's side. And this vehicle also has a power passenger seat, no power lumbar, but it does have height adjustment. There's a better look at the dashboard with some of the chrome accents and all of the accent stitching. Glove box is damped. It is the electronic release, like I mentioned. No LED lights inside, but it is a very good size for storing additional items. And there is a little additional storage cubby on the left side of the center console. So overall, that's a look at the interior of the Blazer RS. Let's go ahead and pop the hood and see what powers this vehicle, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up this video. So under the hood of every Blazer RS, you're gonna find the same 3.6 liter naturally aspirated V6 engine, which pushes out 308 horsepower and 270 pound-feet of torque, either through the front wheels or all four wheels if you do option all-wheel drive. And this is paired to a 9-speed torque-converted automatic, and this vehicle can tow up to 5,000 pounds when properly equipped. So overall, you're gonna have the same towing capacity as the current generation Traverse. Of course, there is an all-new Traverse right around the corner for 2024. So overall, this is a very capable vehicle, well-rounded for day-to-day use, as long as you don't need additional seating, such as the third row. So that's gonna do it for my quick walk-around video on the 2024 Chevy Blazer RS all-wheel drive, finished in the new Riptide Blue metallic exterior. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and or found something helpful. If you did, make sure to hit that like button below. Greatly helps out the channel in these videos. Subscribe if you guys are not already subscribed, and make sure to stay tuned for additional 2024 content coming across the GM lineup, as well as other manufacturers as well. So as far as my quick thoughts on the Blazer in its current generation, well, I think they did a great job with the refresh, just adding a few additional touches, including the larger infotainment, changing around the packaging and exterior styling just a little bit to keep it up to date in terms of the GM lineup. Now, in terms of its overall value, I still think the Blazer does offer a good spot in the market if you're looking for a two-row midsize SUV and don't need the third row seating, such as the Traverse, or just the larger overall size. But it is a little bit hard to argue with the current generation price point, given it is exceeding $50,000 in many of the RS and the Premier models, although it does start just under, including all-wheel drive. But overall, I think it is still a great option. Like I said, if you're wanting the naturally aspirated V6, the additional towing capacity, and the overall styling of this vehicle. So you guys will have to let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Do you think the current generation Blazer is priced a little bit too high, or do you think it is priced just right in the GM lineup? It'll be interesting to see what they decide to do with the Blazer once its next generation comes out here over the next few years, or if they'll kind of migrate it into the Blazer EV, and then it'll just kind of take over this vehicle's position, and the gas models will eventually die off. But it will be interesting to see the Blazer EV and the Blazer gas models side by side here later this calendar year, as long as they start to be rolled out into local dealerships. I know the first Blazer EVs have been delivered to customers here in the United States, but very few of them are out there currently. So make sure to stay tuned to the channel, because hopefully I will have a chance to show you guys the Blazer EV and some of the other new General Motors EV products, because I am very excited. As long as they keep the price points in check and get them rolling out to dealerships, I think they will sell and do pretty well overall. But with all that being said, I appreciate the support here on the channel, and as always, hope to see you guys in the next one.